This Tana Abba Bar Yirmiyahu says in the name of Rabbi Meir, Zeh shemamlich Yetzer Tov al Yetzer Hara. The first unfortunate one is the Yetzer Tov. Man was created with two inclinations, the Yetzer Tov and the Yetzer Hara, the good inclination and the bad inclination, the godly soul and the animal soul. One pushes him to godliness, but one pushes him to not good interests. And the Yetzer Tov is called the Dal, the unfortunate one. Why? Because nobody listens to him. They listen to the animal soul that pushes man to pleasures, and that are many and most times hurtful to him. So you have to strategize and make the Yetzer Tov king, mamlich, from the word melech. Fortunate is the one who causes the Yetzer Tov to reign, to be the melech, be the king over the Yetzer Hara. So, and because it takes a lot of strategy to make the Yetzer Hara to say to it, shut up, I don't want to hear from you. You have to be its boss. Because really, 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 the Yetzer Hara doesn't want you to listen to him. He's got to do his job. He is an agency of the God Almighty to test you. So he's got to do his job. But he really wants you to win and not to be seduced by him uh, to all kinds of, hey, there are 365 don'ts and 248 do's. The Yetzer Tov tells you to do the 248 do's. But the Yetzer tries to get you to do the 365 don'ts. And so you got to strategize how you're not going to listen to the Yetzer Hara. You got to have a Yetzer Hara. Not only that, but it says in the Gemara that the greater the person, the greater the Yetzer Hara he has, because he has the ability to fight it. And again, if the person wins the battle between the Yetzer Hara and the Yetzer Tov, then everybody's happy. God is happy because his creation, the person that he made, listened to him. God, the Yetzer Tov represents God. And he listened to him. So God is happy. The person is rewarded. And hey, the Yetzer Hara is also happy. You know why? Because Yetzer Hara wants to be paid. He was created to do something, and he gets paid either way. He's doing his job, but he wants to be paid. by a happy God. Uh, it's analogous to somebody whose father brings the kid up, and then he brings up the values and he gives him rules, all the good things to do, and he tells him all the bad things not to do. And but then he hires uh, somebody, a woman of ill will, a woman who tries to seduce him into sexual sins, or a man who tries to seduce him into uh, 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 robbery, embezzlement, and but he doesn't listen. If he doesn't listen, everybody's a winner. The father's a winner. The kid kept the values. The kid's a winner. He gets reward from his happy father, and the the seducer is happy because he did his job and he's going to be paid by a happy father. In our case, by a happy creator. That the person listens to him. Okay, so everybody is a winner if the son, the subject, doesn't sink. Abba bar Yirmiyahu b'shem Rabbi Meir Omer. Zeh shemamlich yetzer tov al yetzer hara. That is the person who causes comes up with a strategy to cause the Yetzer Tov to rule, not to listen. But he's got to be in a rulership position, and he makes himself like that. He studies a lot of Torah that teaches him the right thing to do. Okay? So the first one is who is called the unfortunate one is the Tao is the Yetzer Tov, and the Yetzer Tov has to rule over the Yetzer Hara, and somebody who brings that about is fortunate. Ishi Omer. Another Tannis says, Zasha no same Puto Oni. Hey, you know who the Moscow Dao? The Dao, the unfortunate one is the poor man. And the fortunate one, Ashrei Moscow Dao, is the person who knows to give money to the unfortunate. Um, okay, so we got the Yetzer Tov being the unfortunate one, number one. Number two, the poor one, the impoverished one, and the one who gives him is the Ashrei, the fortunate one who is acting positively. Rabbi Yochanan Omer, Dash a Kober Mace Mitzvah. You know, somebody in Moscow, Aldao, is somebody who buries somebody who has no one to bury him. It's plenty of trouble. He goes out of his way, and he doesn't say, let somebody else do it. That's a big mitzvah. It's such a big mitzvah that a Kohen Gadol who cannot contaminate any person's funeral, even his father and mother, can leave the Holy of Holies to go bury a mitzvah, somebody who has no one else to bury him. That's the biggest mitzvah. And it takes a lot of effort and to do it, and he has to go out, and he's the holiest one, and touching a dead person brings a certain level of impurity on the person, and he would not be able to go back into the that's in general, every city has to have a separate kadisha. There's a burial society that takes care of purifying the dead person and burying it, and that's called Chevra Kadisha, the Holy Society, because they're doing this mitzvah of burial, giving the person his last honor. The Rabbanan Amri, the Rabbanan, the rabbis say, who the Maskil El Dal is? Zeshemabriach Achmo Mina Malchus, one who manages to escape from the government, the anti-Semitic government that is pursuing him. Who is considered the Maskil Dao? The one who goes to visit the sick. He's not scared of getting the sickness or the time is taken from him or the condition that the sick one is in. It's not the most important of duties to go and deal with the sick, but you're bringing pleasure to them. You're bringing attention to them, and so that's the Maskil El Dao, that uh, you visit the sick. You take time out from your busy schedule to go to the nursing home, to go to the hospital and visit and help the sick. Ravuna Amar, again, Zeshem Avakar Esachova, to Amar Ravuna, because call me. Now, this is something that we've learned before, but we should keep it in mind always. To Amar Ravuna, call me Shemevaker Esachola, anybody who goes to visit a sick person, posting lo echad mishishim b'choyom. Hey, any guy who goes to visit, woman who goes to visit a sick person, takes away 1/60th of the person's sickness. So right away, somebody asked the question, wait a minute. Eishvei Rav Huna. Rav Huna made this thing as making this announcement that anybody who goes to visit the sick takes away one sickness of the sickness. So wait a minute. Somebody asked the question of Rav Huna. Im Kain, if so, Yavu Shishim, get a brigade of 60 person, if one person takes away 1/60th, get a brigade of 60 people, and they'll take away the whole sickness. Each one will take away 1/60th till they take away 60/60th. And he'll come down to the marketplace with us. We'll make him well. That don't sound right. What are you saying, Rabbi Huna? That anyone who goes to visit a sick person takes away 1/60th of his sickness. Hey, we got a tremendous signal. We could make a Bikur Cholim, visiting the sick brigade of 60 people, and we'll go to visit every sickness in the sick person. There won't be any sickness anymore. Yeah, I mean that's what you're saying. So the Reb Huna gives not too simple. Amar Lahem, Shishim, 60th is taken away, you should know. O Bilvat, O Rabbi Moshe Feller. You know when he'll take away 60th of his sickness? Is if you love him like yourself, you care about him like you care about yourself, then you can take away 60th. But you ain't going to get no 60 people who love the guy like they love themselves. So, but still, yeah, don't be discouraged of going to visit a sick person. Even though if you don't love him like yourself, which is a big accomplishment, and really to bring yourself to really fulfill this mitzvah of v'ahavta l're'acha kamocha, love your fellow like yourself, and then you got to really make yourself into a special person. So I'm not trying to discourage you, Rebbe Huda says, from going to, because you accomplish something anyway, even if you don't take away his 60th. And even if you are not, you don't love him like you love yourself, but Apa Pikein Marvichin Lo. Hey, still, you visiting the sick, you might not taking away 1/60th of his sickness, but he is relieved. Your visit does take off some, makes him better. So don't be discouraged. Go visit, but we're not going to make a 60-member brigade to march into every room and take off the 60. Everyone takes off a 60th, and then he'll come down and go to the market with us. Everyone there has to love him like they love themselves, and that ain't simple. But go anyway to visiting the sick is a big mitzvah, and whatever your relationship is, it has to be an acquaintance and not someone you don't like, I mean, first of all, there shouldn't be situations where you don't like people. But go visit, and the language that is used here, um, um, Alpha PK, nonetheless, even if you don't love him like yourself, but you're friendly with him and you want him to be healthy, your visit uh, from the heavenly forces, they'll make him better just because of your visit. Your friendship makes him better. Al daike de Abba bar Rabbi Yirmiyahu, ha'omer b'shem Rabbi Meir, zeh shemamlich yetzer tov al yetzer hara. He's the one who called the yetzer tov the Tao, the unfortunate one, because nobody listened to him. Where do you see this scripture that says Hashem Yishmereu Meyetzirah? God will guard him from the Yetzer Hara. That's a pasuk that shows that God will help you save the Yetzer Tov from the Yetzer Hara. Al daite de isi de oma zeshanosem putula oni. Where do you see that? Where is there a scriptural endorsement of this that says that that's going to happen? That and God will help you on your difficult day. Al daite de Rabbi Yochanan de Amar zeshikover mes mitzvah. Somebody who buries a mes mitzvah, a person who has nobody else to bury him. It means that there's no relatives, there's no friends, and you don't know the guy, but there's nobody around to bury him, so you got to bury him. And in Judaism, the quicker you bury the person, the better it is for the person to be absorbed in the ground. And if a person has to be kept over to get the funeral society to do the purification and to do the work on it, meanwhile, there has to be what is called a shomer, a guard in the funeral home who sits with a tillum and says tillum by the side of the dead body. Dead body is in the morgue and in refrigerated situation, but there's got to be somebody there in the building, closer the better. I mean, on the outside room, and has to say Tehillim, the letters of Tehillim thwart the decay, the evil forces that prey on the body. The body has to be buried, and then the family will keep shiva. But somebody who killed the body is buried. There has to be somebody called a shomer, a guard. Every society has this, hopefully, that sits with the bed. In most cases, you have to pay him. He doesn't donate his services, but he's saying he's giving you a service, and he's The family pays him. He used to sit and not fall asleep, but he used to sit and say Tehillim or recite Mishnayos. Um, Yiksiv, and they bring a Bachayehu Usha Ba'aretz. He is fortunate, the one who buries, puts into the Oretz. God forbid that a body be cremated. If there's anything you can stop a cremation, do it, because that's a terrible, terrible thing. We are told by God, you are dust, and to the dust you will shall return, and yet be buried. And 6 million Jews didn't have a choice, but God forbid for a person to let himself be cremated. And Yeah, do you know of anybody who has that will, and that to be in their legal will that they want to be cremated, get them to take it out of the will. Aldaite de Rabbanan de Amri, Zashem Briach Atzmo Mina Malchus, that somebody who escapes from the anti-Semitic government wants to capture him. See about Neu Benefis Oivov, and don't give him into the souls of his enemies. These are just bringing supporting scriptural passages to who is the unfortunate one, somebody who saves himself or somebody else from being captured by the enemy, by the anti-Semitic government. Al daite de Rev Huna de Omer Zashem Mevaker Esachola. Where do you see that endorsement scriptural passage? Dichsiv Hashem Yisodenu Al Eres Dovoy. God will uh, uh, help him, give him comfort on his sickbed. Now, the Midrash goes on to say as follows: Omar Rabbi Yehuda, Ashrei no sein l'dal, doesn't say fortunate, blessed. Ashrei means fortunate. Is well off with God. He'll be paid. Ashrei no sein l'dal doesn't say fortunate is the one who gives. These people charity. That's okay. It's certainly he's going to be blessed for giving charity, but it doesn't say that there's a level higher than that. Asher noising the Tao, and that has to be Yom Ra Yumalteu Hashem, and in his bad day, and when he'll have a tough situation, Yumalteu Hashem, he who helps the poor man with a strategy, as his students say. When this fellow who helped the poor man with the strategy, when he would need help, God will cause him to escape his sickness or his unfortunate situation. Ashrei Maskiro Thou. It means he who strategizes in seeing to it that the poor guy gets the money and is not embarrassed to take the money. He needs the money, but he's embarrassed to be a taker. He's much happier to be a giver. But you know very well that the guy is suffering. So you got to come up with a plan that he will take what you're going to give him to tide him over. And he shouldn't be embarrassed to take. And they bring a situation. Habe Mistaqabo. Look at the situation of the guy that's suffering. He was a wealthy man, and now he's become poor. Hey, Chazako Shimo, how can you make him take the money that you're offering him? You don't want him to suffer, but he's too embarrassed to take. He'll rather suffer. But it's no good if somebody's suffering because he doesn't have what to eat. So you got to get a strategy how to get him to take the money. So, Ella, Ashrei Maskilo Thou. Portion is the one who strategizes how to give the poor fellow, he should take the money, have him stackable, think how you can get him to take the money. Rabbi Yaina, he gives an example. Rabbi Yaina Bishashiro Ben Gedolim Shiyarat Nechasa. Rabbi Yonah saw a son of a wealthy man. He was wealthy. He was, and he lost his money. He went made a bad deal, and he wasn't Ben Gedolim. He was very wealthy. Shiyarat Nechasa, but now he lost all his property, his wealth. והוא מתבייש וייקח. He's embarrassed to take. What did he do? היה הולך אצלו ואומר לו, he would go to this formerly wealthy man, but who now is impoverished, he had nothing left, he lost all his money. And he'd tell him, hey, I got a secret to tell you. Bishvil Shamati, I heard through my intelligence servants, hey, I heard that you have an unknown relative that left you a tremendous inheritance in Australia. So here, look. Hey, take this, what I'm going to give you, this piece of jewelry, this silver watch. You should sell it and then make some money. Meanwhile, when you get when it takes a while till the inheritance will reach you from Australia. When you get it, then you give it back to me, the money that I'm lending you right now. Okay? So the guy takes it now. He's not embarrassed to take it because he knows he's going to have now where he got a, this guy tells him he learned, he got a big inheritance. Somehow the news didn't get to him any other way, but this guy found out. So he gives him a huge loan, and he says, when you get the money, you'll give it back to me. Ubisha Shinosno Lo. And when comes and he brings the money to him, Oyomelo Matana Vechanistati. I decided to give you this money as a gift. Well, now he won't take money back from another guy's got money, but he won't take it from him. He's telling him, he's probably thinking you need money more than I do, and I give it to you as a gift. Rabbi Levi B'Shem Rabbi Chama Bar Rabbi Chanina Omer. He makes a very important statement here. Chav Beis Pa'amim Siv Ashrei. In the Tehillim, 22 times. 22 scriptural passages start with the word Ashrei, fortunate. Okay? 22 times a person in a situation is addressed as Ashrei, fortunate are you. But only in one place of these 22 verses is there a reward I mentioned. And Lonata Apuchi Elazah. This verse comes with a reward. And what is that? Umaya Apuchi Natal. What reward does he get? Yom Ra Yimauteu Hashem. Ashrei Maskil, this pasuk that's Ashrei Maskil Eldau. Try to learn it by heart. Ashrei Maskil Eldau. Happy, fortunate is the man who strategizes how to help the Tao. And you got 5, 6 unfortunate situations that are called Tao. This pasuk comes with a how by your being muscular out, by your helping out the unfortunate one, the Yom Ra, when you have a bad day, when you be needing help, Yimalteu Hashem, God will cause you, because you did good for this poor. So you made his good will rule over his bad will, and you made him a better person. You made him a wealthier person. You made him a healthier person. You saved him. You at great risk. You saved him from the enemy. You buried him. When you need help, the Yom Ra, and when there's a bad day, heaven forbid, in your life, Yimalteu Hashem, God remembers what you did, and this will save you from whatever situation, negative situation that you were cast into. If you wouldn't have done that good thing, if you weren't mashkel out, hey, that is what causes. You're helping out this poor person. You're really helping yourself. The giver is more a receiver than the receiver is, because you're getting back because of your good deed, and God records all good deeds. And so this is Ashrei. It says, the most famous Ashrei is Ashrei Yoshe Besecha. Fortunate is the one who sits in your house in the synagogue, in the base Midrash. Okay? Uh, but this Ashrei Mashkel comes with a guarantee of help from the God Almighty in this world. Ashrei Yoshevistecha Oja V'Luchasela. They'll sit in the shul, in the higher realm. Uh, but in this world, uh, you'll be saved from an enemy. You'll be given. You'll have you're the big winner by giving the money, and that'll save you when you'll need it, etc., etc. You'll have a visitor when you need a visitor in the hospital. Okay. So what reward do you get beyond Ra when you have a bad decree on you? Beyond Ra on a bad day. Yimalteu Hashem. God will save you. Pichach Moshe Mazil Yisrael. Therefore, Moshe, in this Parsha, Bahar, warns the Jewish people, Ki amuch al kicha imoch, when your brother comes into a impoverished situation, hey, look at it as if it happened to you and help him out. And when you need help, you will have it. Okay, so we learned a piece on in Bahar Ashrei Maskil. Now we'll go into Behukotai and learn something from Behukotai. So we will have learned both parts. Let's see, we got to, okay, we still have some time. Now, the portion of Behukotai comes out, you're being told, if you go in my commandments, the blessings that you'll have. Im chukosai telechu hadahu deceive. This is what it says in Tillim, the 119th Psalm. David HaMelech said, Chashavti drachai v'ashiva ragai el edosecho. In the morning, thought of where I'm going to go. But wherever I wanted to go, my feet only took me to your testimonies. I've had all kinds of places I got to go. But Ashiva Ragli El Edo Secha. I started out, doesn't necessarily mean that I started out and I had all kinds of things that I got to get done. But I've got to go to this institution, this place, this store, this. But my feet took me to the synagogue, took me to the base of Midrash. Chashavti drachai. I pondered where I have to go, but my feet were shiva raglai edosecha. And the person, it doesn't just mean, it means that I started my day, and I had all kinds of things that I got to do, but hey, I started my day by davening, by going to my synagogue. That doesn't mean necessarily you have to go if you can't go to the synagogue. I'm positive that you have a little corner in your house where you keep your sitters and your chumash and your table where you stand to daven, and that's where you don't call this place and that place, do all your needs before davening. No. Ashiva Rabbi Eredo Sekla. Chashavti drachai v'ashiva Rabbi Eredo Sekla. I thought of all the places I got things I gotta do today. Hey, the first thing you gotta do is take care of praying to God. Hey, what is the first thing Miku does in the morning when he gets up? He says, Moda Ani, I am thankful before you. Melech Chai V'Kayom, ever-living King. Shechazatu v'nishmasi b'chemla, you returned my soul with mercy. Rabbi Moshe, great is your faithfulness. You thank God for getting up. Then you wash your hands with a basin and a cup of water 3 times on each hand. you go to the bathroom because if you have to go to the bathroom, you can't say a bracha in that state. You have to purify and you have to get rid of the waste in your body, and then you can say the brachas. But so King David is telling this to us. Hashapti drachai v'ashiva ragai edo secha. I thought of the things I have to do, and my feet take me to your testimonies, your davening, your learning. Amar David. David said as follows in Midrash. Zabayna Shalaylam, Master of the world. Chol Yom V'Yom, every day. Hayisi Machashe V'Yemir. I was making a plan for the day, what to do, things to do on my list. Mamapum Pliny. I have to go to this place. Plony means this and this place. All the days, the rough Plonies, I gotta visit this person, Nani Holech. But, for you Rabbi Mevias, Oisi, Levate Kisias, Levate Midrashos. But my feet, no matter what my brain told me that I gotta do, and I would put them before my davening, first thing I do, take care of my, uh, uh, thank you, uh, and request, the main prayer, first you have to say the Shema Yisrael, the statement of faith, hero is God, our God, God is one. But then what is called the main prayer is the Amidah, where you stand, you can't say anything, listen, but you say all the things it is made in such a way there are 19 brachas actually. There's three brachas where you praise God, three brachas at the beginning and at the end of it. There's another three thanking God, and then there's 13 in between in your need. And that's, if a person can only do that, he should get up and say, Moda Ani, and wash his hands, take care of his vital needs, and then say the Shema Yisrael, and then say the Shemona Esrei. There's the 18 blessings, but there was another one added, so there's 19 blessings. And that's what you do first. Behayu Raglai, my feet, fluffy. My brain told me, go here, do this, do that. But my feet, lower part of the body, you gotta go. I taught them. I said, first things first. Gotta take care of the davening first. Ragline Vios Osi Libote Cios, my feet. Whatever my they told me to do, I gotta do this in my to-do list. But my feet said you gotta go first to daven. And that's usually, the way it's set out. If a person can go to the meeting starts 7 o'clock, and so that's the first place you go. See the minyan. And you can't go to the minyan. You go to the corner of your room where you pray and do that. And then and then take care of your business. Hadahu Dechsiv. That is what is written. For Shiva Raglai Eledosecho. The whole pasuk in chapter 119, verse 59. Koshabti Drachai, I thought of all the things I have to do. But Shiva Raglai, but my feet took me Eledosecho to your testimony. Rabbi Huna b'shem Rabbi Acha Omar. Rabbi Huna said in the name of Rabbi Acha, Kishavti matan schochen shel mitzvahs. I thought about uh, what you gain, the reward for doing God's commands, and Epsedon shel averos, and the losses that come from doing transgressions. Thought of that, and I put my soul first. Vashiva Rabbi Huna Abishem Rabbi Omer. Chashabti matan schoren shel mitzvahs. I thought about the reward, what I get from doing a mitzvah, eternal reward for doing the mitzvah. That's finished elevators and what embarrassment and losses and how many people mess themselves out for listening to the HR, bringing them eternal embarrassment and just for a moment's lapse. So I thought about these things, and I always kept to the good. David is saying this for the average person. He was not bigger than that. He was a bit Sadiq. But he's saying that in as a person who has a Yetzer Tov and a Yetzer Hara, and how you should act. Rabbi Menachem Chassid Rabbi Lozer Bar Avina Omer Chapti. I thought, again, this subject chapter in 119, chapter 119 and Shiur has 150 chapters, and mentioned many times that according to the Mount Temple, each person has his own community to learn. And if you're 29, you say chapter 30, right? It's a year that you're living in now. You had your 29th birthday, now you're going, the next birthday is your 30th. Thank God I'm reciting a chapter 2 that has 53 verses. Chapter 59. But I'm trying to get to say that every day because I'm a beginner at saying the Tehillim. And if you find out that you want them, some people say that chapter 2 for everybody in the household, or every relative, or anybody they know who's sick. what their ages, and they say their kapittul, or some people say their kapittul of their loved ones who passed away. Hasidim say the kapittul of the Rebbe. The Rebbe's kapittul is 124, and the Rebbe, who was 11 months older than the Rebbe, her kapittul, we say that too, 125. And yeah, that's just aside, reminding if you don't do it, if you haven't done it, start doing it. It's a big plus for you. Anyway, Rabbi Menachem Chasna de Rabbi Eliezer Bar Avina Omar, Chashavti Mashe Chashavta Lanu B'Torah. You know what I thought? Chashavti Drachai. I thought what you wrote to us in the Torah. Shepashat Lanu B'Torah. Im B'Chukosai Teilechu. I thought about that chapter, what you wrote for us in the Torah. That's this the last chapter in Vayikra, which we're going to read together with the next to the last chapter, Bahar, and the Chukotai is the last chapter. And I thought, what I think David is saying here, the different rabbis are giving, they're all correct. What he thought about. If I will go in your commandments, what does it say there? Asati shalom ba'oretz, I will give peace in the land. The Moses rule me, you won't listen to me. Come on, what does it say then? Yasafti liyashra eschem. I will add to your punishment. Rabbi Abba Berei the Rabbi Tzia, saying Rabbi Yonis Naimer, Chashafti brachos, Bechashafti klolos. I thought about the brachos, the brachos, Chashafti klolos. I thought about the curses. Brachos Aleph Ve'atov. The brachos go from A to Z. So Aleph is the first letter, and Tov is the last letter. Um, and it brings um, the the word in Rabbi Abba prays Rabbi Pia, Rabbi Yonasan Omar, Chashafti brachos. I thought how the brachos are arranged in the chapter in the Chumash. The Chashafti klolos. So the brachos, the brachos flow. The blessings are run from Aleph to Tav, encompassing the entire Hebrew alphabet, whereas the curses run from 12 to hey, only one letter. And the blessings that are mentioned here go from Aleph, uh, this serves to show that God's sole desire is to grant reward to his people and not to inflict punishment. But David was saying as follows: I considered my ways, meaning the two ways of blessings and the curses that were placed before me. Now, on one hand, upon contemplating the curses and the extent of divine anger, what can be brought to the to serve God anymore. However, if I look more closely, you will see that the blessings are much greater and all encompassing. And you will also see that God's sole wish is to bestow blessings, as we just explained. Thus concludes David, when I consider the blessings and the curses in this life, I return my feet, which would ostensibly have faltered and veered from the path of curses to your testimonies. it says here that uh, it's very important pasuk that Chashapti Drachai. I contemplated my ways, what I got to do first, and Hashiveshu Drachai Vashivir Raglai El Edosecha. So I took up my spiritual needs first, and he says that in that a person should go in the mitzvahs and build up, like, all right, that it says that a person should not be like the servant who serves the master out of the desire for reward. And he should be like the person who serves the master because he's his master. And uh, but it's all right to serve the master on that for reward. Uh, It's not out of the name of the game is to develop a love for your master, for your maker. But if you start out, and that's the way to go about it, you start out that it's called shalom lishma, not just because you love the mitzvah. You don't want to get punished. You want to have the reward for the mitzvah. That's okay. Because if that's how the main thing, do the mitzvah. And then you go from level to level. Huh? Okay, I have to conclude now. But let me wish everybody a good Shabbos.
Okay.
And next week, it'll be uh, right before Shavuos, but we'll learn again at 7 o'clock next
Very good.
next Thursday evening.
Okay. Thank you, Rabbi.
Let me wish everybody a good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos, Rabbi.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you so very much for the share.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you for listening.